Welcome to HomeFront SitRep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront SitRep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Out on the edge of the battle and back, we've carried the weight and we've walked every track. From desert dust to the fire at home, we've learned how to fight, how to stand alone. But no one tells you what comes after the war. When silence is louder than the guns we bore, that's where we speak, that's where we heal. Stories too real for Hollywood reels. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see. We're warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. It ain't all medals and waving flags. There's pain in the silence and weight in the bags. But we've got a mic and a mission to share, to tell the damn truth, cause somebody's gotta care. We laugh, we cry, we cuss, we pray. We honor the ones who ain't here today. From basic to battle and back to the block. This is our rhythm, our round table talk. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see. We're warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. Still heavy in dreams out of reach, for the lessons the textbooks could never teach. We're sounding off, no filter, no prep. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. So if you've worn the boots or love someone who did, if you swallowed your hurt and kept it all hid, pull up a chair, you're not alone. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, where courage meets scars and raw honesty. This is our anthem, our truth intercept. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. For the ones still standing and those we've lost yet, for every single story we'll never forget. We speak so others won't forget. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. Real talk, real facts, real life. HomeFront SitRep podcast, where the mission continues.
Welcome, everybody, to HomeFront SitRep Monday edition. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
Good, man. Good. Ready to close out this year.
Amen.
Take a little time off, recoup, get ready for next year. We got the Gunnies Wow coming up, next year. A lot of some words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some entries for the Veterans Joke of the Day. And that's where you all, as the listeners that are veterans, record yourself telling a joke. And again, this is a family-friendly-ish show, so you got to keep it pretty clean. We do go out on Reese Across America Radio, so you got to watch what you say. We want to be able to include your videos in the content here, and hopefully you guys and gals can send us some good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is, like Gunny said, the last episode of 2025. It's quarter 4 recap. We've already done quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. Had some amazing guests in the first 3 quarters. And quarter 4 did not disappoint. We've had some amazing guests. And we've
I like how we kicked off quarter 4.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a little biased.
You are just a little bit biased.
You coming up and broadcasting most of the Moog Mile, right? So the opening ceremonies, and then you went out in the field and recorded, the events there, and the guys and gals that were trudging through the course, and then come back. And you did some great interviews with the Legion, with the VFW, with the Marine Corps League, with some of the competitors. So yeah, looking forward to that one again, October 3rd, 26.
Yeah, I think next year I'm gonna try to recruit some people and have them going up to different teams, like using their phone, and going out and recording or interviewing people in as they're getting ready to run the event and stuff like that. As they're just sitting there bantering back and forth with it, while they're waiting for their turn
Yeah.
and
Or
getting ready.
that before and after, right?
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
them as they're going into the course, and then just kinda track them a little bit, through the course, not follow them through the entire course, but, just from afar, record them through those first 5 weight stations, and then when they come back, in that area where they're dropping off the ammo cans and picking up the pack, just to see how worn out they are then, right? Just
yeah.
stay with them, don't interrupt them, don't interrupt their flow or anything. Let them throw in the pack and take off through the course the rest of it, and just record it from afar, and then when they come back, when they're done with that, point 0.9 whatever it is,
Get them at the
um
end. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And man, I tell you, so starting off quarter 4, like you said, we were at the Moog Mile, and man, I tell you, that was my second or third time at the Moog Mile, and this course that you had this year was phenomenal. I mean, it was way different than last year's course and also the year before. Now I will say at the other venue there was a little bit more prettier views to run the course with, but uh, at the church was White Sulphur Baptist Church.
Yep.
Give them a big shout out. Amazing place up there. The course, it wasn't Baton Death March worthy course, but it was still a brutal enough course that it tested the limit of the junior ROTC and then the college ROTC programs, and then also some of the competitors that's been at the Moog Mile every year since its conception, um, that do this kind of things. I don't want to say they're professionals, but they are professionals. I guess it'd be on the amateur
Yeah,
circuit.
I'll tell you, Matt, comes in. He's the first team to register every year. Team Pegasus is the first team to register every single year, and he does ultras, like
Yeah,
not just like running a route. It's through the woods, up and down hills, mountains, or whatever. And this course tested him. He, I mean, everybody that had been to one of the previous Moog miles that we have put on. And by we, I mean Mogadishu Mile, Kentucky,
right.
not the other Mogadishu Mile that happens in Kentucky. But they said that this was by far the toughest course that they've run yet. Now,
Which is
yeah, but the entire time they're exposed to the elements, right?
yeah,
In the old course, they're tucked in the tree line, right? They're back in the tree line for the most part. So they've got a little bit of the shade and everything else, and there's truly only 2 uphills, 2
yeah,
grades. This new course, it's I think 5 uphills, and it's the same hill, so it's the same grade. It's very long, so
yeah,
that first one isn't as bad because you're kinda snaking around, like, the power station and then up the fence line, but those next 4, when you're
yeah,
going you're going down it, then you come back up, and you're going down it, and you come back up, and you're going down it, and you come back up, and then that last one, you're taking the tree line right there back to the start finish line, but, even coming out of the weight station courses, it's flat, but then you come uphill that same
yeah,
grade to drop off your ammo cans and then pick up your packs. So yeah, I mean, and again, you're exposed the entire time because it's a wide open field.
yeah.
Josh did like you said, phenomenal job designing this course. We went back and forth a couple times, and then we met maybe a week prior, and he's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Well, what if we did it this way?" And we looked, and it made the course shorter. I'm like, no, let's just keep it the way you got it. We'll be good. And this is what I'll do to, mark off the turns. And, at ground level, you really can't tell that big a difference on what was
Right.
mowed and what wasn't, right?
Right.
But when you see that drone footage, oh, it's clearly marked,
Oh
like
yeah.
clearly,
Yeah.
clearly marked. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to, getting back at it in 2026. We have a fundraising dinner coming up March 14th. And the guest speaker is going to be one of the 10th Mountain guys that was in Mogadishu, who lives in Radcliffe. So we're excited for that.
Heck yeah, no, I'm super excited, and I'm honored to be the official media partner of the Moog Mile Kentucky event, and I'm super excited to see it keep growing. I think it's a wonderful event to remember the 19 uh, that
Yeah.
paid the ultimate price during the event, and then one at the a couple days later after.
Yeah. So, well, I think it was Houston. He was injured on the 3rd or the 4th, but he didn't die from his wounds until the 6th.
Yeah.
So he is one of the 19. The other, 18 perished on the 3rd or the 4th.
Right.
But yeah,
So
Houston
it's
was.
definitely great event to remember them. And you guys, if I remember correctly, you guys are the only 4-man team event of the Moog Mile nationwide.
We're the only team event, period.
Right.
So it's not just 4-person team, it's just the team, period. Every other Moog Mile is individual effort. And when Troy sat down with me and we started talking about this, that was one of the things we wanted to do, because no matter what, nobody goes into battle alone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might wander off and be some freaking clown and try to be a hero by yourself, but nobody goes in alone, right? So
Right.
the lowest denominator for any branch is a fire team, or that team of 4. So and that's why we decided that 4-person team.
Yeah,
Uh,
it makes sense, and I think one, it helps build that camaraderie amongst the team doing a team exercise such as this, and it only strengthens their bond. And then when you bring in multiple teams from the same unit, like with the ROTC programs and the junior ROTC programs, they bring multiple teams. Well, those teams are competing amongst themselves, uh, not just like, let's say, one of the high school or junior ROTC programs. There's might be 6 teams. Well, those teams are competing amongst themselves and saying, "Well, we beat your time, or we beat your time,"
yeah,
and it just makes for a really great event, because they're for one, they're competing against everybody there within their division, but yet they're competing within themselves to make sure, oh well, we got bragging rights for our team. So I think it's an amazing event, and it's just going to keep growing, and I can't wait to see how it grows in the next few years, because eventually you're going to outgrow White Sulphur Baptist Church eventually.
yeah.
And you're going to have to go to another location.
I, I
So
I just hope that doesn't happen until Troy gets back.
yeah, definitely.
That's something I honestly don't want to deal with right now. It's you know, with Troy living in that area and having ties in that area and everything else,
Yeah.
it's easier for him to go and make the ask, right? Whether it's the city of Georgetown or Scott County, whatever,
Right.
where you have me all the way up here in Northern Kentucky, me going to make that ask, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And I don't mind. I mean, if it happens, it happens while he's gone. Um, but CJ, who's the pastor at White Sulphur Baptist Church, has given us permission to run it there again. The landowner that lives across the street is going to open up one of his fields for us to park.
Park.
There's
Yeah.
a Catholic church up the street a little bit that is going to allow us to park there as well. So we have a lot of space there to be able to run the event.
Right.
Lessons learned from this year, we need a couple more pop-up tents just to keep people out of the sun, to keep them out of the elements. But we do have the church. The church is open. It's air conditioned. They can go in there and
Right.
take a rest and get out of the sun. But the volleyball court, I can't tell you when the last time that got used, other than Mogadishu Mile.
Right.
We brought out some other yard games, some cornhole, some axe throwing. I know a couple guys have the big Connect Four games. I'm going to build a Jenga board out of 2x4 over the
Yeah.
winter, just to
Here's what I think on the
give a little bit
Jenga,
something new.
on the Jenga, you need to do like exercises, like stretching exercises. So that way they pull it, the whoever they're going against has to do that stretching exercise or push-ups or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty neat. I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah. So next year, if you're a team, if you do events like this, whether you do Spartan or Tough Mudders, whatever you do, October 3rd, 2026, make sure you go to Facebook, go to the Moog Mile Kentucky Facebook page and register. And there should be an event. I don't think there was an event created this year.
There wasn't. We didn't do one. We just put the registration page out there. So we're going to try to get the registration page up sooner than we did last year. I say that. I mean, we got it up at the end of May or beginning of June, right? And the event's not until October. So it was up at plenty of time. And, 90% of the teams don't even register until August or September because they are the JROTC. They are the ROTC units, right? So especially the JROTC units, they don't know who they're going to have
right.
throughout the summer, right? They don't know if, the some of the juniors are going to come back. They don't know if the sophomores are coming back. They don't know what they're going to have for freshmen. So, they don't even submit their application until they know for sure, the students. And then even this year, one of the schools had to drop 2 teams because it is an extracurricular activity. And if
Right.
your grades aren't where they're supposed to be or where they should be,
You can't do the event.
you don't get to do it. It's no different than basketball or football or soccer or, lacrosse, field hockey, whatever sport you're playing. It's no different than that.
Right.
Um,
And that's the way it should be too. I mean,
absolutely.
So, but yeah, so go check out. If you don't follow the Mogadishu Mile Kentucky Facebook page, go follow the Mogadishu Mile Kentucky page. You can also follow HomeFront SitRep. I'll be sharing it on HomeFront SitRep as well. We'll create a Facebook page or Facebook invite group event.
Yeah, there'll
page.
be an event this year. I just I got so busy with the team and everything else, and it's on me. No excuse.
Well,
Just to do it this year.
that's where you need to put me on there so I can go live on that page as well, and I can help create the event for you, so that way it's taken care of, and we can do it that way. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so go check out the Moog Mile Kentucky page. Great event. I'd love to see all of you guys out there if you run teams, even if you've never done an event like something like this. Come do it. Get you 3 other bodies and let's go. Let's make it happen and come out.
Yeah,
support
and so we have five categories that the competitors compete in. The adult elite, and that's going to be your CrossFitters or your ultra marathoners, stuff like that. People that are active in that type of community. And then we have our adult novice. And we had Scott County Sheriff's Department come in, and they ran in the novice, right? They're active, but they're not like super active, when it comes to that type of physical activity, or just other teams. And then we have the ROTC, the JROTC, and then all female teams. And then this year, what we're going to do is first, second, and third prize is given out to the top 3 in every category. And this year, we're going to give a prize for the top JROTC unit. And that's going to be a revolving type award
Okay.
that, that school or that team needs to bring the belt back
Every
for
year.
the next year.
So it'd be like kind of
Um,
like the keg and nails
yeah,
or
something like
something, the
that. Yeah,
governor's
yeah,
cup or something like that. Okay, cool.
yeah.
I like that.
And then the same thing we're going to do for best overall team, overall time.
Nice.
So, you could have the adult elite, so it's, the Ranger teams and then some of those other teams, but then you could have an ROTC team
Mm,
beat their time, right? So we're going to do a best overall time as well.
yeah.
So there's going to be two different awards given this year that will be, revolving awards. And again, that award needs to come back to us, whether you ship it back or you just tell us to hold on to it to next year or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, we're excited for
And
what
then
we're.
this year, if I remember correctly, we're going to have maybe one or two teams of some of the service members that were actually in the Battle of Mogadishu. So,
Yeah,
uh,
one of the guy that's going to be our guest speaker at the March dinner is going to put a team together. He does a lot of CrossFit stuff, a lot of physical activity stuff. So he's going to put a team together. Not sure if it'll be three other guys that were in Mogadishu, but he for sure is going to run the course.
yeah,
And when I talked to him about it, he goes, "It's not just a 5K, is it?" I'm like, "Brother, no. This is what we do." He goes, "I'm in. I'm all in. Whatever you need, I'm there." So,
hell
and
yeah.
then we will have other guys that were at Mogadishu. Um, at our Mogadishu Mile this year. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm not sure how big of a deal those guys want to make it. And I will. I mean, I'll just announce that there are guys present that uh, served in Mogadishu, Somalia in 1993 with the 10th Mountain. So, and then that leads us to the J Matt bottle. This year's J Matt bottle is going to be a nod to the 10th Mountain. So a lot of red, white, and blue on this coming year's bottle. And I lost Willis.
Hell yeah.
Hello, Willis.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
There we go. I don't know what the hell's going on. There we go. We're back, I think. Sorry
You're
about that.
back. I
This
was good.
Timu Wi-Fi. Yeah, this Timu Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's probably me. Let me check my settings here on my camera and make sure. So let's talk about our next episode that we had. So we had Jake Dial. That's Dyal. He was
Yep.
the CEO and co-founder of Certus Core, where he and his team pioneer advanced data engineering and AI solutions for the defense sector. With 25 years of defense and intelligence experience, Jake combines distinguished military service with a decade as a program manager in the office of the Secretary of Defense. So super cool thing what they're doing. He lives in Tampa, dedicated to building cities startup ecosystem, enjoys mentoring emerging founders in the defense tech space. So that was a super cool episode.
Yeah, you did that one by yourself. I was basking in the sun in the Caribbean somewhere.
Yeah, you were. I was jealous of you. I was jealous. I was like, damn it, Gunny.
Yeah, that
And
one
then
and the next one, with
and
Joe
the next one.
Tyrone,
And you
with Jason
introduced
Fox.
you introduced me to Colonel Joseph Tyrone in Jason's box.
Yeah.
And then that in turn led to another guest that we had later on, just here recently at the end of the quarter. And so Jason's box. You want to talk about Jason's box a little bit?
Got a sinus infection, so you may want to do that. But yeah, so Jason's box was started by a lady who lost her son, and basically all she had left was this box of gear and clothing and everything else. So Joe Tyrone has um, you know stepped up and is leading that now. And what they do is they take amputees on outdoor adventures, so hunting, fishing, and things like that, which led to Obviously Matt coming on too, even though he was at Mogue Mile, but he does a lot with Jason Box. He does a lot with Colonel Tyrone, and Joe's a great guy. He's supported Mogue Mile since year one, and in turn, we Troy, we'll help put boat captains together, put those guys out on the lake to catch some crappie. So
Yeah.
it's been a great relationship with Jason's Box and hosting Colonel Tyrone's guys when they come in.
Yeah. No, it's super cool event. They take them out fishing, hunting. They do all kinds of things with catastrophically wounded.
Beeping, is
Which,
one of them too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that they take catastrophically wounded service members out into nature. They take them out fishing, hunting, whatever they need to do with them out there, and they, man, it's amazing. I had Colonel when I was talking with the Colonel. It man, it gave me goosebumps just to hear the backstory.
Yeah.
Hear a Gold Star mother who lost her son, got shipped a box with her son's belongings in it. And that's where the idea of Jason's box come up, because that was what was left of her son, was
Yep.
everything that was in this box. And dude, it's giving me goosebumps right now just thinking about it. It's just like, holy cow. I wonder how many mothers, fathers, wives, husbands, children got that box.
I think it's 111 from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Now that's home of record of Kentucky. That's not stationed at Knox. That's not stationed at Campbell. I think it was like 111 for just the global war on terror.
Dude, that's crazy to think about. Just 111 here in Kentucky
families,
and then you multiply that by 50 states.
Yeah,
bro, that's a lot. Yeah. But anyway, go check out Jason's Box. They don't have a website. They got a Facebook page. Go check out Jason's Box. If you know of a catastrophically wounded service member, male, female, it don't matter. Reach out to the Colonel on there and get involved. They will take you out hunting, fishing. They do all kinds of things. They're looking to expand things that they do. If you want to donate to Jason's Box, you can donate, whether it's, hunting gear, fishing gear, whatever. They are always looking for donations. Don't even have to be, like I said, don't have to be monetary, but if you want to donate money, you can as well. So go check out Jason's Box, get in touch with the Colonel, and let's help them out. It's another great organization. Next, we have Total Force Plus with MOA. So we had 3-star General Brian Kelly, U.S. Air Force retired.
Yeah, just before their big event, he took the time to come on and talk about what they do and what they had going on, and super grateful for that, because knowing what they did, now looking back, right, seeing all their posts and how busy they were, for him to take the time to come on the show and talk about Total Force Plus and the Military Officers Association of America, man, just unbelievable the things that they were doing, and grateful for him for sure.
So when I first heard of MOA, I was like, oh man, all they care about is officers. They don't really care about us as enlisted.
Yeah.
But no, MOA is for everybody. If you served in the military, they are for you. And with Total Force Plus, what they're doing is they're trying to put all these resources together for veterans. And then plus, with the lobbying that they do in DC and stuff like that, it was just amazing. I'm hoping we can go next year to the Total Force Plus next year, and see the event up front and up close and personal, and get involved with that as well. I know Captain Evans, who's United States Marine Corps retired, who runs the Toys for Tots program here in Louisville, is also the chapter president for the state of Kentucky for MOA. So got to get involved in that as well. So I'm super excited. There's just things that we're gonna kind of go, and
Yeah.
then so go check out MOA. Go check out Total Force Plus, and check out and see what they're doing because they're doing amazing things. Next up, we got Dr. Tony Dice, and let me tell you, this guy.
Yeah. I don't know why I missed that one, but that was you and Steven LaMonica on that one.
Yes, I think you
Um,
were. I think you were doing something with the team, if I remember
I'm
correctly.
sure. I mean, everything I missed except for that second week of October was team related.
Yeah, I think you were. I think you were at a team event somewhere doing something. But yeah, this guy, dude, he was full of charisma. I'm gonna pull up his little bio here real quick, and
That
let me
might have
tell
been
you,
the
Dr.
Amigo
Tony
Air
Dice.
Show.
It might have
I think
been.
I was in El Paso for that one.
Let's see, Dr. Tony Dice right here. So Dr. Tony Dice, former Navy SEAL, turned clinical therapist, speaker, author, and founder of Bishop and Dice Defense, an organization that provides both TAC ops and psych ops to veterans. All right, so he created a company that deals in arms, whether it's body gear like bulletproof vest and weapons to go to police departments and all this other things, right? And then they create what they do is they build that bond for a year, right? And then they come back a year later, they've already got that bond built. Then they get all the veterans together and they do mental health therapy and stuff like that. So it's super cool. And dude, his personality was just phenomenal. It was just like holy cow, man! It
Yeah.
was awesome. It says after years of operating at the highest levels of military and private contracting, his life unraveled through addiction, moral injury, and loss. What followed was a complete transformation that took him from rock bottom to earning a PhD in counseling and developing the holistic change model, the HC mod, a groundbreaking recovery framework now used to train therapists and support recovery communities across the globe. So just not local to the United States, but
Yeah.
across the globe. So go check out Dr. Tony Dice and Bishop and Dice Defense. Amazing organization. And like I said, his personality is so infectious, man. It's super cool. All right. Next, we have something that's near and dear to my heart, Warrior Rounds Kentucky style. So we had James.
But it was more than that, right? So you had James Thornton and Mayor Cabrero for
Yes.
Shepherdsville.
Yep.
But it was everything leading up, the fundraising piece leading
Yes.
up to Warrior Rounds Kentucky. So the Jeep little rally they did, the Jeep show, some of the other stuff they had going on before that November Warrior Rounds Kentucky style event.
Yeah, so they had let's see, where is those? So they had the Jeep event, they had the Global War on Terrorism wall. They had it as well. I'm trying to see. All right, here we go. They had the Warrior Run, which was a Jeep and motorcycle run. That was Saturday, November the 8th. Started at Danielsville, Mexico, in Shepherdsville, and it was a Jeeps, motorcycles, Broncos, 4x4s. Everyone, $20 per vehicle, $10 per rider, not to exceed $30. And they did a fundraising piece that way, right? And then they had the Jeep Jamboree. Where is that one at?
That was the
They
day
also-
of, right?
Yeah, that was the day of the morning of leading up to the event that night. And then they had Warrior Rounds Kentucky style, helping warriors tell their story one song at a time. They've selected eight warriors, and now warriors, not just veterans. They had a Gold Star mother, they had a cancer survivor, they had
Police.
Police. Anything that's a warrior. If you're a survivor, a warrior, they had them there, and they had performances by Salt River Revival, which was they are an
Man, she
amazing
was
band.
good.
Yeah, the amazing
You
band.
know, and she chose songs, whether it was male or female, that fit her tone, her pitch, her delivery.
Yeah.
Man, she was really, really good.
And then they had Les Masters, JT Cooper, Shane Dawson, Dusty Bowe, Dylan West, Scott Douglas Cook, Josh Michael Bogard, Dan Powers, Dustin Scott, and Tim Kinney. They got paired with these
Well,
warriors.
let's hold off, because we're going to be talking about that for next month, for the November, because we actually went.
Yes, we did go.
So this episode was just talking about the fundraising pieces and then what was coming up for Warrior Rounds Kentucky.
Yeah, and then Mayor Jose Cabrero from Shepherdsville, he walks the walk. When he says he's all about some veterans, he's all about it, man. He did it. So we did our first ever Vietnam Veterans Day parade, which was phenomenal. There was so many Vietnam veterans there that there was not a dry eye there, right?
I wonder if they've ever thought about doing a reverse parade.
Ooh, a reverse parade. What do you mean?
Yeah, so you take the Vietnam veterans and you put them on a stage, right? So when you have a parade and you go by the stage and the judges are judging each float or whatever that goes by.
Yeah.
So you put the veterans on the parade and then you let the public drive by the veterans.
Huh. Okay. We might have to bring that up. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat. Now Mayor Jose, man, he's phenomenal. He's all about some veterans. He when we were talking to him during the episode, was like, hey, we need so we have in the city of Louisville, they have a Veterans Day parade. But the small cities like Shepherdsville, Mount Washington, Barstown, they don't have a Veterans Day parade. So I was like, hey, Mayor, maybe next year you can do a Veterans Day parade in the city of Shepherdsville.
Because
he's like, let's do it
in Mount Washington.
Yeah. Isn't it? Definitely not happening. And so Mayor's like, yeah, let's do it. And then we had the Vietnam Traveling Wall in the city of Shepherdsville. I mean, he's all about but anyway, so go check out the city of Shepherdsville, the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, because there's a veteran in charge of the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, and what's going on in Shepherdsville when it comes to veteran related events, because it's amazing. And check out warriorrounds.com, which we'll bring them up in another episode. Because Gunny and I were there, but go check out warriorrounds.com. JT Cooper has created something phenomenal. Music therapy works. It don't work for all veterans, but it does work for most veterans. And law enforcement and cancer survivors. Music therapy, music heals. So go check out warriorrounds.com. All right, next episode.
It was just you and I running our sucks, and we don't remember what we talked about. But
yeah,
the next actual guest was someone that you had on last quarter, in quarter 3, when she was talking about her poetry and everything that she does, the arts. But this time when she came back, she told us about her life events, her early life events, pre-military. She went into her military career life events, and we ran out of time. So we have to bring her back in 26.
Yeah.
So we can talk about her recovery piece, because we hadn't even got there yet.
Yeah, we just
went through the ups and the downs of early childhood life to ups and downs in the military life to almost hitting rock bottom as she's getting out. And that's where we stopped. So I'm excited to have Marie back next year so we can continue, so people can find out what happened with her. Obviously, she's doing well. She's been on the show a couple of times. She's done Tip of the Spear a few times. She was a co-host while I was gone maybe the week after she was on the show. So
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah. So
definitely have to bring her back so we can talk about her upward climb.
and she's a co-host with Brian Roof on Every Day's a Saturday, USMC veteran, Coffee Talk with Brian and Marie. She's phenomenal. She does poetry, she does photography, she does a little bit of everything, and it's just phenomenal. And like Gunny said, we didn't get through her whole story, and it's just man, I'm yeah, we definitely have to bring her back on, and hopefully we can get through, the rest of her story in part
Well,
3.
we'll have to preface that,
Yeah.
before we come on when we're all back in the green room, be like, listen, we have an hour.
Yeah,
This
we
is
got
where
an
we
hour.
we need to finish to where you're at now. So figure out what you need to talk about, and if
Yeah.
it's you talking, that's fine. We'll interject, but we need to finish your life events to this
Yeah,
point.
we definitely need to get through. So go check out sliderbabepoetry.com. Sliderbabepoetry.com. Go check out Miss Marie. She's friggin' she's phenomenal. Let's see. What's up next?
Mr. Donald Clack, I was gone, so this is
Yes.
on you.
All right. So Donald Clack. Let me go. Donald Clack is a U.S. Army veteran turned personal injury lawyer who brings a strong sense of discipline, service, and perseverance, whatever the hell, to his legal career.
Perseverance.
Perseverance or whatever the hell. Yeah. Before becoming a lawyer, he served 6 years as an airborne infantryman stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where he learned the value of teamwork, leadership, and resilience, qualities that now shape his approach to representing clients. So here you got a guy that served in the military as a airborne guy from Fort Bragg, and in the Army, airborne is airborne.
Anyway,
Anyway, uh, super cool cat. He is now. He did his time in the military. His wife was like, "Hey, it's time." So he got out of the military. He was going to do multiple tours, but he left it up to his family. He chose what was best for his family. He got out. Now he's a lawyer. He won a $2.5 million something case, a big case. He won a big case. So super cool about Mr. Donald Clack. So he represents the law firm of what is the name of the law firm? I don't have it in here, but he said it multiple times. Um, but he's in Raleigh, North Carolina. So go check out Mr. Donald Clack.
and
If
if you
you
need
want.
to know it, you can go back to the second show in November.
Yeah, the second show in November. Just go to our YouTube channel and you can find it there.
Mr. Donald Black.
Next we got Mr. Frank McGaha.
And that was you and Marie. I was gone again. Go figure.
Yeah. So Frank was in the military as well. And then he turned federal police. He was a game. I don't even want to say game warden, but he was more like park
Like a
ranger.
Park ranger, yeah.
Yeah.
Park police.
Yeah. So he's a Navy veteran, former federal law enforcement officer, and nationally recognized instructor whose career has been defined by service, discipline, and leadership. Building on decades of operational and instructional experience, Magaha founded Armagon Consulting and Training, ACT is what he calls it, an innovative organization dedicated to transforming the way American recruits and prepares its future police officers. So this is what's cool. He helps people like my daughter. She hasn't hasn't reached out to him yet or not, but that wants to become police officers, whether it's state level or federal level or city level. They help them become better police officers. So it's super cool, that you got somebody out there that here served in the military, became a federal police officer, and then now is training the up and coming people who want to be federal police officers or local police officers. And I think my wife and kids just got home. So yeah, go check out Armagon. And that's ARMOGAN Consulting and Training. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this real quick, Gunny. All right, so yeah, go check out Armagon Consulting and Training, ACT. Great guy. What he's doing, he's got a great mission. Super cool. All right, now what's next, Gunny?
The best episode of the year.
Yes,
the 250th Marine Corps birthday episode, where nothing happened other than hilarity.
Yeah, it was nothing but hilarious. Woo! Yeah, it was awesome. We did the Marine Corps birthday message, and then we had some great Marines that came on the show with Gunny and I. And
Theory in his underwear, standing on his deck, Marine Corps flag, singing the opening verse of the Marines hymn.
I think I might have that video. Let's see. Do I have that video? Let's see. Oh, you know what? It's this one.
Celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, baby. You would not understand. Okay. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
Babe, you would not understand. So that clown, it was snowing a little bit. He challenged me to do this crap next year. I'm like, hey, I'll tell you what, if it snows, I'll do it. So I've got some silkies still, but they're red, white, and blue. And I got a Marine Corps flag, and my deck is way higher than his. So if I fall, I'm getting hurt. You know, if he falls, he might sprain an ankle. If I fall, I'm breaking something.
So yeah, we had a great episode. It was friggin' phenomenal. You know what? If you do it, Gunny, I'll do it. Let's do it. My neighbors will probably think I'm batshit fucking crazy, but it is what it is. But yeah, so
mine already think I'm crazy. They already know.
Oh yeah. So happy belated birthday again to the United States Marines, 250 years strong.
And the Navy and the Army, we can't exclude them. I mean, it's their 250th too, but nobody does it better. Nobody does it like the Marine Corps does. Nobody cares like the Marine Corps does.
That's right. Nobody cares but us Marines.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Got to go check it out. It's phenomenal.
That's phenomenal.
There you go. I love it. All right. Next we have.
I love it, man. I love it.
I got them all, Willis.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up. We got about 15 minutes.
12 minutes, and we're only halfway through November.
Yeah, so we got Life Liberty.
We didn't have very many November shows. We did take a couple days off for the Thanksgiving for you to spend time with your family because your daughter came home. Then you had Marine Corps League meeting. So I think we'll be good. I think we got like 7-8 shows to talk about, and I think we can do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because one of them was just you and I running our sucks. So that one we can skip.
Yeah, we just skip that one. Next, we got the Life Liberty show. Matt, who is a Marine Corps veteran, created the Life Liberty show. And his show, he likes to play the devil's advocate.
I say it's a no nonsense, no hold barred. Don't go in with kid gloves because he's not going to treat you very well. You better put some padding on your backside because you might get spanked.
Yeah, if you ain't got thick skin, I would highly recommend not going in there and running your suck because you will get sucked away because he will just why is my wife texting? But anyway, all right, so go check out Life Liberty show, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on YouTube. Go check out Life Liberty show. Next we got Veterans on Duty. This was
no.
What's next?
We were at Warrior Rounds Kentucky style. So now you can talk about what they did.
Yeah. So Warrior Rounds Kentucky style. It was a free concert. Anybody could have came. Now, granted, traffic was terrible. I don't know what the heck was going on, but there was
Construction
traffic.
and an accident on
Yeah.
65 south of Shepherdsville.
Oh,
It was horrible.
it was horrible.
I mean, it rerouted me off of 64 just on, I want to say I was on this side of the Louisville side of Frankfurt. So what's that
Yeah.
next exit? That's
Waddy, Paytona.
Waddy. Yeah, the Waddy
Yeah.
exit. So it routed me off the Waddy exit and brought me the back roads all the way down through Mount Washington and across over into Shepherdsville. It was
Yeah,
nuts, man. And it was still
nuts.
like that when we left.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely crazy. But we got there to the event, we got set up. Now, like I said earlier, when we were talking about Warrior Rounds Kentucky Style and Mayor Jose, Warrior Rounds paired 8 veterans or 8 warriors with singer-songwriters, and then they wrote a song about that veteran's life. Or
Yeah,
warrior's
that
life.
warrior sat down with a singer-songwriter that day, and they basically talked about their life events.
Well, not that day, not the day of the
Well, no, that's what I'm
concert.
saying. Like the
Yeah,
day
the
that
retreat day.
Yeah, so they sat down with the warrior and listened to their life events, and that singer-songwriter came up with a song based off of the warrior's life events. You know, whatever, you know, the tragedy was, whatever the recovery piece was, whatever that warrior wanted to talk about is what the singer-songwriter wrote about.
Right.
And some of them had an idea right then and there, and some of them it wasn't until 2 weeks later.
Yeah. And you know, the good thing is about it is if the singer-songwriter, they built that friendship with that warrior, right? And so they stayed in contact. So, you know, whether they wrote most of the song that day or they were writing it over the next couple months before the concert, and they got to learn more about that warrior, whether it's, you know, whether it was a Gold Star mother, whether it was a Army female veteran, whether it was a police officer, whatever the situation, cancer survivor, whatever. They built that friendship with them. And I've talked to Dr. Amy, who was one of the participants. She's an Army veteran. She's got one heck of a she lived one hell of a life. Let's just put it that way. She's lived one hell of a life between her military service, because she was Army before females were allowed in the Army. So she was the AWC, the Army Women's Corps, before they actually were integrated into full blown Army. And then she, you know, once she did that transition, you know, she went through MST and stuff of that nature, and then, you know, she got out of the military, had children. Her son disappeared. Nobody could find him. She tracked him down. He was in Tampa somewhere, and she wound up tracking him down at a homeless camp down in Tampa. She's got an amazing story, amazing life that she has lived, and she's just went through the whole thing. She's very resilient. Yeah. Let's put this. So anyway, you know, they paired these warriors with these singer-songwriters. They wrote a song about that person's life, and during the concert, man, there were no dry eyes in the venue.
Don't say no. Don't say no.
Well, unless you're cold-hearted like Gunny and myself, we didn't cry, and I'm sure there was a couple other people that didn't cry, but there were a lot
Your
of
wife
tears.
was crying before the singer even got up there to sing most of the time, just when looking at the interview piece.
Yeah, looking at the interview piece, yeah.
She kept hitting me like, fix your face. Just fix your face.
There's a reason why she was telling you fix your face. I'm glad that you sat between us. Oh God, Gunny. All right. So yeah, go check out warriorrounds.com. And then next year, we've already started planning for 2026 Warrior Rounds Kentucky Style. It was such a huge success that they're already planning on doing it again next year. It is a free concert, so if you're anywhere around the city of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, whether you're a couple hours away or 4 hours away. We're going to be doing it again next year, and you can come to the event center. It's free. There's food, there's drinks, whatever. Come visit, and come hang out with Gunny and myself, and check that out, because I think it'd be a very neat, cool experience to see music therapy working, because it does work. I'm not saying it don't, because it does. And I will tell you that our boy Theory will be one of the people doing it this year in 2026. They did find a Army veteran that is right up Theory's alley music wise, and so they're going to write a song about that veteran's life. And him and Berserk both. I think Joey's going to come and join the party. So I think it's going to be super cool to see. All right, next we had Veterans on Duty. Let's see. Now that is Garrett Exner, right? If I remember,
that was just you.
Yeah. So that is so we named that episode From Combat to Policy: How Garrett Exner and VOD are changing the game. Now, this episode takes listeners on a deep, immersed journey into the evolving world of veteran leadership, where firsthand combat experience meets high-level national policy. Garrett Exner's story serves as the backbone of this conversation, a Marine veteran with nearly 14 years in special operations who carried the lessons of Iraq, North Africa, East Africa, and the South Pacific into the strategic heart of Washington, D.C. His transformation from operational missions to shaping U.S. defense policy shows how battlefield realism, tactical understanding, and an intimate knowledge of modern conflict can strengthen legislation, national security decisions, and America's posture in an era defined by gray zone threats. Now, what's super cool about this is he lobbies to get veterans into the political realm. Okay, so who knows best to make policies when it comes to like rules of engagement and how to strategically protect our soil, American soil, than veterans? So what they're trying to do is get veterans into high level positions to make those decisions to better support us here on American soil. He was also as a counterterrorism advisor in the Office of Secretary of Defense, and later as a military legislative assistant to Senator Ted Cruz.
Oh yeah, I was on that episode. I remember that now.
Yeah, I thought you were on this episode.
Yeah.
And then so VOD, Veterans on Duty, a national advocacy organization dedicated to keeping veterans' voices front and center in the country's defense and readiness conversation. A 501c4, not a C3, C4. VOD brings together veterans who believe that service to the nation extends beyond the battlefield. And like I said, who's better to help guide America in strategic planning for future, just in case, you never know, just in case, than veterans, whether male or female, whether you served in combat or non-combat. Who's better to help prepare America to defend itself in the future? Because who knows what's going to happen 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Who knows? But guess what? Don't FAFO, don't do it. So that's what I'm saying about that. All right, next.
Yeah, and that closed out November, so we didn't have very many shows just because of the holidays and everything else. And your daughter came home, and like I said, the show's the show, right? And but spending time with family is very important to both of us. So, and then that's why we're taking this couple week break, and we'll see everybody that first Sunday of January. It's we've already been off at this point in time. This is the last Sunday or last Monday of December, right?
The
So we're already
29th, yeah.
we're already past Christmas. We're, getting ready to celebrate New Year's. So yeah, it's much needed for both of us. Me especially, being gone with the team as much as I have. This is the 28th, right? So matter of fact,
29th, yeah.
this will be the 29th episode.
Yeah,
So the
Monday.
27th is when Team Fast Tracks closes out our year.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things, man, that it's a long season for us, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm ready for a break.
Yeah, it's definitely time for a break, and
Yeah.
I'm honored to have you as my co-host. We're still praying on Candace's return. If she comes back, she comes back. If she don't, I hope the best for her and
Yeah, for
in the
sure. I
future.
mean,
So
yeah, I mean, her and Michael both, they've got newlyweds and they're still going through stuff, and
yeah,
her going through medical stuff. So, if she gets it figured out or what, would love to have her back.
yeah, yeah,
'Cause she does
definitely.
give a different insight than you and I have.
Yeah,
She's been within the veteran realm, and now she's married to a Marine, so
yeah.
it's
Well, I mean,
she's
she's been in the
definitely gonna
veteran
have a
room.
different perspective now.
Yeah, well, she's been in the veteran room her whole life because her
That's what
daddy's
I'm saying.
army.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So and then she created the nonprofit that she runs, and I have heard through the grapevine that they've got some houses. They're gonna do like group homes for veterans. So I'm super excited to
yeah.
see her journey. I do know that there's things going on in the background with her, with her medical diagnosis and everything. So I do know that there's things going on in the background. So
Yeah. Well, and
I hope
her
the
dad's
best.
health too,
Yeah,
and so she needs to focus elsewhere, and
yeah.
that's
So
it. That's what we've been
yeah,
saying since day one. You focus on your family.
yep,
Your seat's open when you want to come back.
yep, definitely. All right, Gunny, next episode.
Yeah, you opened December with an amazing guest,
Yes,
a corporal,
Corporal, United
Marine
States Marine
corporal.
Corps.
But yeah, Matt Bradford is such a great dude. I've known Matt for years. Him and I go fishing together every single year, a couple of times a year. And I'll tell you, the first time, so I knew of Matt Bradford before Matt Bradford knew of me.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
say that to say this. I was at the air station on New River when Matt got injured and came home and was at
Mm,
the Wounded Warrior Regiment. So I knew of him then. And then, I retire, I come home, and lo and behold, Matt Bradford was born and raised in Kentucky, and then went and lived with his dad in Virginia for a while, but came back to Kentucky
yeah.
after his injuries, after his retirement. So Matt is a blind double amputee who has already graduated college. He's going through seminary. He works out almost every single day. Um, and he motivational speaks across the nation.
Yeah.
But he goes out and does outdoor adventures just like you and I would,
Yep.
you know. But yeah, I
I mean,
mean, he's a great dude.
his
Yeah,
motto, no legs, no vision, no problem. I mean,
yeah,
God, when I first met Matt, was up there at the Moog Mile event back in October. I was like, "Who's this guy?" And everybody's like, "Oh, that's Corporal Matthew Bradford, United States Marine." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I started doing my research on him. I was like, seeing some of the things that he's done,
yeah.
and I was
I mean,
like, "Okay,
he runs he walks the Moog Mile.
yeah." He walks
You
the
know what I
Moog
mean?
Mile. He does
He has a back that he carries. He does the events. He does the tire flip. He does the box
the
step
box
up.
jumps.
He
Yep.
does the ball slam. He'll do the push-ups. He'll do the burpees the best he can because, he is on prosthetics, but he does everything.
While wearing a Kevlar.
Yep.
And there's
Yep.
a reason why he wears that Kevlar.
Yep. We
And
were
you have to watch the episode. If you haven't watched the episode, go back and watch that episode. It was a phenomenal episode. He's phenomenal. I've talked to him several times since the episode. I've recently got him connected with Beyond Boundaries Roanoke, which was another. So you got Beyond Boundaries Virginia. They have one in Richmond, which is the main organization. Then they have a subchapter in Roanoke, which is Travis Overstreet, who's another Marine. And beyond boundaries, they don't look at people and say, hey, oh, you have a disability. They look at people and say, you have an other ability.
Yeah.
So that's their whole mission, is taking people with other abilities out into nature, whether it's whitewater rafting, whether it's kayaking, fishing, whatever. That's their whole mission. And they don't just serve the veteran community. They serve anybody with other abilities. So I recently got Travis and Matt connected, and I'm hoping Matt was like, get me connected with him, because I was telling him about the organization. And like you said, he lived in Virginia for a time.
Yeah.
And so I got them two connected, and I'm hoping that Matt can go out to Virginia and be part of the event and support them any way he can. And I'm super excited for that connection. So, but yeah,
before we move on to our next episode. So I went fishing with Matt, and I brought the boys, and Matt was on a different boat than myself and the boys. And, it's probably been 5-6 years ago. So the boys were a lot younger, and Micah had only caught like 2 or 3 fish. Miles caught 2 or 3 fish. And I was like, Micah, how you let the blind guy outfish you? Dad, you can't say that. So we come off the water, and all the boats are being pulled out. We're getting Matt down off the boat, and we're counting our fish, and Matt's like, hey, young man, how many fish do you catch? And Micah's like, oh no, 3. And he goes, you mean to tell me the blind guy outfished you? And Micah looked at me. He was like, that's the way it is, bud.
That's definitely the way it is. I mean, that guy, he's phenomenal. So go check out No Legs, No Vision, No Problem on Facebook. Go look up the Corporal Matthew Bradford story.
Yeah.
Man, just Google
I'm hoping
it.
to throw him off a plane this year. That's my goal.
Throw him off a plane? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, him and his oldest daughter wants to do a skydive, so I told him I'd hook him up. I just gotta, figure out when a good weather weekend's gonna be, and we're gonna take him up, and we're gonna throw Matt out of a plane.
Hell yeah, Matt will love that.
Attached to somebody, of course.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who do blind skydiving, and they got the that readout that will read it out to them, so they know how close they are to the.
Well, you got it. I mean, a lot of people have an audible, but to be able to know when to flare and when to turn and get back to the drop zone, and we'll attach him to one of the team guys, and away we go.
And away we go to the next episode. All right, next is the All American Heroes Foundation. So we recently found out about this organization through Matt with the Life Liberty show. His wife is one of the people that runs this organization, and they do throttle therapy, but they do it a little bit different than what you're thinking throttle therapy. This is Gunny's kind of throttle therapy, ride snowmobiles and being out in the winter months and doing things that way. But that's not all they do, though.
Deep powder up in the back country, just getting it.
Yeah, so they do a little bit of everything.
They're looking to expand. They want to do some fishing. They want to do some side-by-siding. But right now it's snowmobiling, right? It's not even just that. It's a little bit of trail riding, a little bit of off trail.
They do ATVs
with people that are, I'm not going to say professionals, but are very well versed on how to operate the sled. Because if you're in deep powder, you have to use your body weight to turn. The skis, the skags won't turn. The sled. You have to lean into it. You have to throttle up. You have to do all this stuff. So they're out there to teach them how to do that and ride in that deep powder type stuff. But I tell you, even if you're just on a hard packed trail going after it, and you get up on some of these ridge lines and you just see forever, that's enough for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now they also incorporate families into this as well, or they're actually in the process of incorporating
they're working
families
on it
as well. They do ATVs, they do They travel nationally, so not just local to their area, they're national. They do fishing events in other states as well. They do like partnering with other organizations that do things outdoors. So another great outdoor organization, and it's All American Heroes Foundation. Go check them out.
Yeah.
And that's with two E's. They say HEROES, All American Heroes Foundation. So go check them out. Next, because we're running short on time here.
Yep.
Then we had Joe Urich.
You had, because I was in Vegas.
Yeah, you were in Vegas. I had Joe Urich, This Sober Vet podcast, and it's This Sober Vet. So Joe Urich, like most military members, he went down the rabbit hole of drinking, and then he got married, and his drinking intensified to the point where he was hiding it from his wife. He was doing those little airplane bottles and hiding them all over the place, and his wake up call was his wife said, "Look, it's either us," talking about him, her, and their children, or the alcohol. So Joe quit cold turkey, went 6 months, and then he's been sober ever since. So he made the right decision. He owns 2 junk removal companies up in his area in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And so go check out This Sober Vet podcast. I think it's a super cool podcast because he's trying to break the stigma that we have around vets and drinking and stuff of that nature, and talking about sobriety, because a lot of veterans don't want to talk about their struggles with alcohol abuse. I know when I was in the Marine Corps, at one point I was drinking a 5th of whiskey a night. After I caught my first wife cheating on me, I went down that rabbit hole, and luckily I had a good chain of command that said, "Hey, you need help," and they got me help. And for the longest time, I didn't touch alcohol. Now, when I do, I might drink 1 or 2, maybe 3 drinks, and then I call it quits. I cut myself off because I don't want to go down that slippery slope of, because I'm born and raised where they make 90% of the world's bourbon, and 95% of the world's bourbon is made in Kentucky, but 90% is made in Barstown. So I was predisposed to drink, but not uncontrollable. So go check out This Sober Vet podcast. Go check it out with Joe Urich. Up next,
The Overwatch Initiative.
Yeah, Overwatch Initiative. I was going to say Marie again because I think we had her. Yeah. So yeah, next is the Overwatch Initiative, which is Shane Santinelli. Hold on, I got to remember what his name is, or Santinelli, I believe is. One second here. I thought I had him pulled up here.
The next actual episode was Tip of the Spear.
Yes, the
We
Tip
don't
of the
go over
Spear.
Tip of the Spears. So
Right.
the next actual episode is Overwatch.
Yeah, so Overwatch Initiative, founded and led by Shane Santinelli, is a developing nonprofit organization built on a singular, urgent mission to ensure that veterans and first responders, individuals who have spent their lives protecting others, are not left to struggle alone with the weight of trauma, addiction, and transition becomes overwhelming. Santinelli Santinelli's vision is shaped by firsthand understanding of mental, emotional, and physical tolls that service can take on a human body. As a result, the initiative focuses on creating a community-centered support structure that goes far beyond traditional outreach. It is designed as a protective, boots on the ground effort that identifies those who are struggling, surrounds them with peers who understand their experiences, and connects them to meaningful pathways toward recovery and renewal. So super cool episode. Shane, he's building a program ground up. and I think it's a really cool um, organization that is relatively new, but he has, as of right now, he's got a great mission. Um, so super super cool. And then up last but not least, the end quarter 4, we have Colonel Trey Morris, U.S. Air Force retired, and we named this one Secret Squirrel Uncovered. Colonel Trey Morris and the mission that opened Desert Storm. So, do you remember hearing back about the long range attack mission that opened up
Yeah.
Desert Storm? This guy was there. He was on that mission. B-52. I want to say I'm not. I don't think he was a pilot, but I know he was a B-52 aviator. Um, he was an. Oh yeah. So electronic warfare
Warfare.
officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, EWO with the 596th Bomb Squadron. Morris was part of an elite cadre of airmen operating B-52 Stratofortress bombers at a time when electronic warfare, long-range strike capability, and strategic deterrence were central to U.S. national security. His expertise placed him at the heart of operations requiring precision, discretion, and exceptional technical skill. Now, this is super cool. He's got a book coming out in March of 2026. It's Doom something. I can't remember the numbers. Um, on one of the defining moments of his career came during Operation Senior Surprise, often referred to by its unofficial nickname Secret Squirrel. This mission marked the first offensive strike of Operation Desert Storm in 1991 and involved a highly classified, unprecedented 35-hour, 14,000-mile sortie that launched from Barksdale Air Force Base. Morris and his fellow crew members delivered the opening salvo of war, employing some of the earliest operational uses of conventional air-launched cruised air missiles or air-launched cruise missiles to neutralize enemy command and control infrastructure. How cool is that? In the year, what is that? Secret Squirrel. That's super cool. Yeah. So how cool was it to end an episode or in the year with this right here? B-52 Aviator.
Yeah. Well, especially after what just happened within, I think it's been the past couple months, right? When, the over there, what was it in oh my gosh, the midnight attacks.
Yes.
So
yeah. So it's
was it Iran? I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah. So this is super cool. So go check out Colonel Morris. Let me see if I can find out what the name of his book is here. I'm trying to think. It's here somewhere. But anyway, so yeah, go check out Colonel Morris. But yeah, so ends 2020. This ends 2025 for Homefront SitRep. And this is what I'm going to say. Gunny and I appreciate
Doom 34.
Doom 34?
Yeah.
So Gunny and I, we appreciate each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, that comes and hangs out with us weekly on Sundays and Mondays, whether Gunny's here or Gunny's doing things with Team Fast Track. You guys are the reason why we do what we do here on Homefront SitRep. Our main mission is to highlight veteran nonprofits, the mom and pop grassroots organizations out there that still cares about us as veterans. But we also love highlighting veterans to tell their story, whether they're business owners, whether they're authors, comedians, singers, whatever they're doing, because every veteran has a story to tell. And that's what Gunny and I, we love doing. And it helps us. This is, for me, it's my therapy. And I'm assuming Gunny, get some therapy out of it as well. And it just helps us reach one veteran a day. If we can reach one veteran each day, then we've completed our mission. And I love hearing people's stories. Hey, man, I listened to this episode and it helped turn my life around, or I listened to this episode and it really resonated with me and it made me look differently at life. That's what it's all about. Is if we can all come together and carry each other forward, then we can help eliminate that 22 a day. And I'm going to throw those in quotes because we know it's more than 22 a day. If we can do that, then our mission is going in the right direction, because I don't want to see that number keep climbing. So next year is going to be even better. We keep getting better and better and better with the things that we get to bring to you guys. All the guests that we've had have been phenomenal, and I can't wait to bring more phenomenal guests to you. We got one U.S. Navy vet. He's on TikTok and other places. He creates paracord bracelets as his form of therapy. This is a keychain that he created as well. And we're going to bring him on the show. We're going to bring more veteran authors, more veteran singers. We might even bring some old guests back. We're going to have Marie again to tell her final part of her story. We've already started scheduling January. I got a couple guests lined up for January already, and we're just going to keep pushing and keep pushing forward. So, yeah, thank you guys for making HomeFront SitRep what it is. So, Gunny, is it about that time, my friend?
It sure is. I hate to close out 2025, but man, I can't wait for 2026 and a little bit of Gunny. Wow. Yeah,
and also
for the men, and here's a teaser for the men. When you're in the bathroom at the urinal, don't eat the big white mint.
Oh yeah, don't eat the white mint. And Gunny, you got that down there?
Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. Surround yourself with people that are going to build you up and not tear you down. And I tell you, it's okay not to be okay, but eventually you got to pull yourself out of the funk. Stop being the professional.
Yeah. Stop.
It's not. Yeah.
To every veteran who carries unseen scars, know this: you're not alone. The battles within don't have to be fought in silence, because your brothers and sisters still stand beside you. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains, and together we heal, we rise, and we carry each other forward. It's just so powerful right there.
Yeah, and for all of us that has served, being on time for everything or early for everything, when we get out, we become that procrastinator, right? So eventually you got to get off your tail end, and you have to start moving forward.
Amen. We talk about this every episode on HomeFront SitRep. # be someone stranger. Listen, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So when you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, ask them, hey, how are you doing? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living a dream, ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? But you have to be ready for that conversation, because it could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. And it might even be just a one-way conversation, because a lot of times veterans just want to vent to somebody. So they don't need to be fixed. They just need to get it out, because you never know what's going on in their world. And if they can get it out, it might save their life. So don't try to fix them. Just sit there and listen.
I tell you, my wife's the same way. She'll vent about work, and I'll start to say, I don't want you to fix it. I just need you to listen. I'm like,
oh. My wife's the same way. I've learned.
All right.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago just to shut up and listen to my wife. because a lot of times I'm like, well, my way of fixing thing, like she'll come up and tell me something, and I'll be like, all right, whose ass do I need to whoop? She goes, shut up, I don't want you to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I just shut up and listen.
I wait until I hear the, well, what do you think? Or what should I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I know I can talk and be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
all right.
yeah, it takes a village. Use your people. Every single person on here has friends or followers or whatever on Facebook and Instagram and X and the, what do you call it, the TikTok and all that stuff. But we all have cell phones. We all have contacts in our cell phone. Open your contacts, do a little scrolling, hit the button, make the phone call.
Yep.
They don't pick up, leave a message. Hey, just thinking about you.
Amen.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Don't pick up, leave a message. Hey, just thinking about you. Hit it again. Scroll it, hit it, they answer the phone. Hey man, I need an ear today. Cell phone roulette works every time.
Love it. Love it. Takes a village. Find your tribe, find your purpose.
If you can't find your purpose, take your passion and let that drive you, and you will find your purpose.
Yeah. Big shout out to our partners, Heroes Media Group, Reese Across America Radio, Military United Podcast Streams, Elite Engraving, Same Flag, Same Oath.com, Got Your Six Culture, RDC Shoe Company, Mr. Darren Davis, Valor Coins and Pins, Brent and Brian Casey, grandsons of Herschel Woody Williams. Big shout out to those guys. Don't think I missed anybody on our part.
I think we're good.
HomeFront SitRep is always looking for partners, whether it's a monetary partner, whether it's a in-kind partnership. HomeFront SitRep is always looking. So if you're out there and you want to be a partner with HomeFront SitRep, email homefrontsitrep@gmail.com. We can work out some details and you can become one of our partners. You can find HomeFront SitRep on Reese Across America Radio Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. So go check out Reese Across America Radio. You can download the iHeartRadio app, TuneIn app, or Audacity app. Search the word Reese, or you can actually go to reaseacrossamerica.org/radio, and you can find it that way as well. And then I want to go ahead and say this before we end the show is Reese Across America just happened.
At cemeteries all across the nation.
And if you didn't donate to help place a wreath at one of these cemeteries, make sure you plan to do that next year. There's a lot of graves out there with service members that didn't get a wreath. I know locally here in the Louisville area, I think I seen something on the news that said every grave at all the national cemeteries locally got wreaths this year, which is super, super cool. So if you have never donated to Reese Across America, make sure you go do that. Whether it's supporting an organization that does that, because there are organizations out there, nonprofits, that are set up with Reese Across America, and you can buy a wreath for $17. And then $5 of that goes back to that organization.
Yeah.
So go check. If you run a nonprofit and you're not set up for that, then go reach out to Reach Across America and say, hey, I'm a nonprofit. I would love to be part of this, and get set up that way. Or if you're just want to support, you can actually set up a link or get the link from that organization and share it. And then that way, every grave can get a wreath next year for Reach Across America. So go check it out. But like Gunny and I always say, stay safe out there. We got your six.
See you in 26.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.